Hey, what is up guys? Welcome to Strive. My name is David Quinn, and today what we're going to talk about is suits. In particular, how to buy your first suit. So you've got an interview coming up, or maybe a wedding, or maybe you just need to get a new suit for your closet. Where the f do I start? Well, don't worry, I got you covered. Few things look better on a man than a well-tailored suit. I remember back in the day when I bought my first suit, I had no clue where to start. I just went to a store and asked the guy for some suggestions. And it didn't turn out that great. He sold me a lot of stuff that I'm pretty sure he just wanted to get rid of. And this is what he sold me. This suit, which actually, to be fair, it does suit me a lot better now than it did back in the day. It could also be a bit more tapered around the waist to accentuate more that V-taper that we're all looking to achieve. It was actually a pretty terrible suit in terms of quality because it started coming undone at the seams and a lot of the buttons just cracked or fell off, as you can see here in the picture. He also sold me the shirt, which is incredibly short. You can't even see the cuffs. The cuffs are probably around here. It should be like surpassing the sleeves of the jacket. And he also sold me the tie, which looks incredibly cheap, and nobody in my family likes it. Maybe my sister. I don't know. Do you like it? Yeah, she likes it. Well, apparently Inez likes it. Nobody else does. So it goes to show that Inez has terrible taste. I'm just kidding. Okay, guys. So here are 5 things that you have to look for when you're buying your next suit. Okay? So let's jump right in. Okay, guys. So tip number 1 is going to be the shoulders. Whenever you're buying a suit, most likely it's not going to perfectly fit like straight off the rack. But don't worry. Pretty much everything in a suit can be tailored, except for the shoulders. So how should the shoulders fit? Well, if you can see here, this seam right here should be right where your shoulder ends. If you press up against a wall like that, sideways, it shouldn't sink in. If it sinks in, it means your jacket is too big. If your shoulder actually hits the wall before the seam does, it means the jacket is too small. It doesn't matter if your suit is a bit wide around the waist, you can have it altered later and trimmed down a little bit to your size, and it's pretty inexpensive. If you have rounded off shoulders, blazers and garments with structured shoulders are going to be your best ally. Okay guys, so a V-taper, for those of you who don't know, is the ideal male physique shape. Okay, what it consists in is having wide shoulders and a narrow waist. Tip number 2, when you're buying a suit, is going to be the fit on the waist. So button up the top button and pay attention, like if it's sitting well on your chest. If it makes a pronounced X crease like this, kind of basically crossing the button, it means your blazer is too small. Another thing to keep in mind, if you try to hug somebody and you literally can't, it's too tight, buddy. If on the other hand, you feel like there's a lot of room around your waist, you can always have this tailored down later on. And this isn't as big of a deal as the shoulders are. If you're a tall guy, you might have some trouble finding a blazer that is long enough. A blazer or a suit jacket. Mostly the sleeves tend to be too short and the bottom of the jacket tends to be way up too high, okay? So keep that in mind. This isn't a perfect suit, I have to say it right off the bat, because this is a suit I got in Zara, but it is the best bang for your buck. This was like, I think 70 euros or 50 euros or something like that. And it is the best fit I have found off the rack. I literally did nothing to it. It was pretty solid and I'm actually really happy with it. It's holding up pretty well. I've had it maybe for about a year or 2. The best place I've found for shirts, the one I'm wearing right now, is from a very particular brand that I'm not going to say because they're not sponsoring the video. It's Pedro del Hierro. You can find this in Massimo Dutti and it is a great brand. The shirts are a bit expensive, but they're great quality. They have great collars, the finish is insane. Also, they're long on the sleeves. All of the shirts I tend to own tend to be too short. So Pedro del Hierro, for some reason, just makes the perfect size for me. The sleeves are a little bit longer and it looks great with a suit. See, it exposes just enough shirt cuff. You know what I mean? Some of the best places to find cheap suits or jackets, I would recommend Zara and H&M. This jacket, as I said, is from Zara, and the shirt is from Pedro del Hierro. The shirt was actually almost more expensive than the blazer, to put it into context. Okay, so tip number 3 is color. What color should I go for? Well, what do you plan to do with this suit? If it's for work, I would highly recommend going for a dark color. Avoid black though. Opt for a dark navy or dark gray. If you go for very bright or very light colors, it stands out and it'll become incredibly obvious whenever you're wearing the suit frequently. All you gotta do is switch up the tie and the shirt to keep it looking fresh. Is it for a specific occasion? Well, in this case, you can actually afford to go a bit bolder. You can go for either a lighter shade of blue or a lighter shade of gray. But don't go all the way messy with that burgundy suit. Do you already have a ton of suits? Well, in that case, I would highly recommend that you try something different. Go for something with a pattern, something a bit more bold, something that has like a checked pattern or even a pinstripe. Remember that this kind of a suit will definitely stand out, so it can be a risky move. But remember, no risk, no gain. You be the judge of that. And for some reason, everybody keeps asking me about black suits. Black suits should only be used in funerals. Okay, so stay away from them. Also, I would highly recommend in that case using a dark gray suit. You're definitely going to get more use out of it other than funerals. So opt for that, like a dark charcoal suit will do just the trick. So keep that in mind for the next time. Fourth aspect you got to keep in mind whenever you're buying your first suit is the length. Okay, there are a few different places where you're going to have to pay attention to this. One of them is the overall length of the jacket. Okay, it should reach your thumb knuckle, which is basically here. Okay, so if you lay your arms to your sides, you can see that your jacket rests right here. Like the bottom of the jacket reaches your thumb knuckle. Also, the length of the jacket should be long enough to allow the shirt to expose some cuff. So you should always be showing like ½ an inch of shirt cuff. This makes it look more clean and put together. When it comes to pants, you can have them taken up and taken down. Usually what you're going to want to focus on is the jacket. That tends to be the most problematic area. Pants in general tend to be made with a bit of a fold upwards, so you can stretch them out a little bit or you can take them in even more. Okay, so you have 3 different options, and that is full break, half break, and no break. What this means is how much fabric rests on your shoe. No break tends to show a little bit of ankle when you move along. That has become incredibly trendy right now. A lot of people go sockless and it can look really good. If you're a very tall guy, I would recommend you stay away from the no break cut because it makes the pants look like they're not really your size. It looks like you're wearing a size too small. If on the other hand, you're a shorter guy, stay away from the full break because that makes the pants look too big on you and it makes you look even shorter. So watch out for that. Okay, and last but not least is fabric. The fabric that you're going to want to pick depends exclusively on the intended use for the suit. Let me elaborate. If you're going to want to use the suit for work on a regular basis, I would highly recommend you opt for 100% wool because it will last longer and it doesn't require as much cleaning. If on the other hand you only have a very specific use in mind, then you can opt to save a couple bucks and go for a blend. If you live in a warmer climate, stay away from synthetic fibers. This will make you sweat a lot more, which will result in you having to clean your suit a lot more, which will result in it deteriorating a lot faster. It is always preferable to go for natural fibers. It is a lot higher quality, except for linen. Only go for linen if you're a retired drug lord in Cuba or you're one of the baddies in one of the Fast and Furious movies. Those two tend to overlap. So keep that in mind. So there you have it, guys. Those are 5 things that you gotta keep in mind whenever you're buying your first suit. Or not even your first suit. Maybe you didn't know what you were doing the first time and you want to do it better on the second. So keep those things in mind. Suits, without a doubt, are my favorite because they make you look great, and whenever you look great, you just feel amazing. So it's a great outfit altogether. That's why I think that the way you present yourself is huge on the way you feel about yourself, the way you carry yourself. So always dress up to the par. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, smash that like button. If you did not, you know what to do. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that bell icon so you receive a notification every time I post something new. That is it for me today, guys. This is David Quinn with Strive. See you next time.